Out on the goal of Olympic qualification in the wake of a review
maybe.
of the men's sevens program. Rugby Canada says it will not renew Middleton's contract and will launch a global search for a new head coach immediately.
So
Middleton,
first tune, Game
a
of
Zimbabwe
Love.
native,
Second
was
tune,
named coach back in September of 2014. That's your look at sports. I'm Scott Regier.
Thanks very much, Scott. And that brings us to 18 minutes to 8 here on this Thursday morning as we head into Folk on the Rocks weekend. Now, there's all kinds of, it's exciting to hear about folks from all over the country coming in, bands you may not know very well and that you'll be exposed to this weekend. But it's also nice to celebrate our homegrown talent. And we have with us in studio some of that homegrown talent. Mikey Aiku
Yes, sir.
is here. He goes by the name, performs under the name Young Mike. He's based out of Calgary now, and he's going to be playing this weekend at Folk. So, welcome to the studio. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Early morning.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's been a long night.
You drove up.
Yeah, I drove up. It's been a while since I've been on the Mackenzie, that's for sure.
So that was you did the one-day haul all the way from Calgary.
Oh, yeah, it had to happen.
And I'd asked you, I said, well, you didn't think about flying. You said you're bringing merch and CDs. And
Yeah, so it's been a busy summer so far, so.
Yeah. Okay, so I was wondering what you're doing in Calgary, and you said you're full at it. You're going full time on the music.
This is it, full time on the music. I just had the pleasure of working on an album actually, which is gonna be coming out this August. But I've got a couple copies, so for the Folk on the Rocks folks that can come out to support us all.
Early release.
It'll be in the merchandise tent for us. So
Okay.
50 copies, exclusive release.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Okay, well maybe I'll see if I can get my hooks in one of those early. Well, that's awesome, and I want to kind of hear more about your career and how it's going and what you're working on. Also, this homecoming. But why don't we start off? Just give people a taste of your tune "Game of Love." Why don't you set this up for us?
Yeah, I worked on a track called Game of Love. I actually started working on it in about April, and then I got around to May. I actually recorded it in Yellowknife, brought up some equipment, and had to come check out some hometown talent. But I got a good vibe from it, and it just basically came from the heart, just a young soldier as myself, and getting into it with one lady in particular, and not gonna drop no names, but it's a deep one. It's a deep one. Something I've never really done before, so I wanted to try it out.
From the heart.
From the heart. So
Okay.
they told me to try the from the heart route. So the whole album is basically from the heart. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, this is Young Mike with "Game of Love."
It's the game of love, all the diamonds and gold, every carat I can't say that I've been sold. Now I'm looking in the eyes of an angel, but can't leave the game alone. But all of me wanted her, but together we had to stop. Which means I wasn't finna go swinging, so I'm a butt. She wasn't finna go let me just hit it right off the jump. And you afraid to hold, then baby you can pick, just be ready to roll. See, I got my eyes.
Flick your mic on, have you?
All right, so
Here we go.
lean into the mic.
Okay, be close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good right there.
All right, that was Young Mike here on the Trailbreaker with "Game of Love" from the heart.
From the heart.
From the heart, right on. So, you're mentioning before that track that you're busy full time doing music. Tell me about kind of your music career right now and how it's going in Calgary.
Well, a few years ago, I just finally decided that I was just going to settle down in Calgary, build a home studio, focus on the things I needed to focus on, and make success out of it. I mean, I've been doing shows around Calgary for about 3 to 4 years, and just decided that that was the lane I wanted to be in. Got into promotions, got into event planning, got into audio recording, audio engineering, and since then I just haven't really looked back. So.
What's the scene or the kind of music community that you're part of in Calgary?
It's different. It's nothing like I've ever been used to, that's for sure, because Calgary's a very not quite hip-hop orientated city, but the hip-hop artists who are within Calgary are looking to kind of come together and make Calgary a hip-hop spot. And we've been acquiring artists from like all over the States, all over Australia, even England, and just bringing them into Calgary and showing them a good time and letting the people of Calgary know that rap is still alive. So
growing.
growing.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah, I guess people, you know, it's a stereotype, but people think of Calgary. I mean, it's a very urban place. There's a lot going on, but people think of it a little bit like, you know, some of it's sort of iconic symbolism, like the Stetson when you get to the airport. And,
especially during Stampede season right now.
Right.
So, I mean, it's nice that we're seeing a lot of hip hop shows going on during Stampede. So it brings a different type of flavor. So for all those who are not necessarily not interested in country music, but give some diversity. So.
yeah, and maybe, you know, you obviously it's a person taking a chance to commit to something and say, okay, I'm going to go invest in my music. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to figure out the industry and be part of this scene and this community. Has there been a moment for you, whether it's recording or performing live, that's just showing you, yeah, I'm doing the right thing?
There was one time in particular where I was on stage, and when you see people loving what you do and they're having a good time whilst you're having a good time, and you realize this is just what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
That's just when the decision gets made where you just never look back.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a bunch of those moments this weekend. I should say you have a videographer with you, friend, collaborator. Just tell us a little bit about the work you guys do together.
We actually started High Learning together with a good friend of ours, Rohan Robertson, and a good friend of ours, Jabu, who's passed away now. God bless his soul. And ever since then, we just decided to just keep grinding with this music thing. And there have been 3 of us who started High Learning Entertainment. And since then, I decided I was going to settle down full-time in Calgary and just push it ever since Bill Figure passed. And, I mean, yeah, since then, we've got merchandise coming out on sale. We've got CDs coming out on sale. Just taking it to another limit. So
building the whole kind of
building the whole.
It's just a small business you're operating, as well as a creative enterprise, but it's a small business. Yeah,
we've incorporated the company, so it's been a busy time. I mean, I've been working alongside some incredible people. That's for sure. I like to keep it homegrown as best I could, just because I mean, YK fans are the best fans. So I mean.
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask about that, about what it's like coming home. It's been 3 years since you performed here?
Yeah, the last time I performed here was at Project X1A 2.0, which we did with a good friend of ours, Synergy, Chad Hinchy. And we did it at the Top Night, and that was about 3 years ago. I actually saw it on my Facebook memories the other day. So, and so, yeah, now being back here, I mean, when I got called by Keith to have this opportunity, I was just like, I loved it. I was like, I can't turn it. There's no way I can turn this down, so.
It's, I guess, I mean, in terms, for people that saw you 3 years ago, I mean, I'm sure they're still your fans, but a lot has changed since then.
Oh, yeah. I'm a completely different artist. If not person, but definitely a completely different artist. And I mean, just when you decide to pick the lane and stay in the lane and grow in that lane.
Full time.
It's just, you see yourself change. Like, it's incredible, actually, how that works. It's awesome. I mean, Daps has come a long way. We've got him with his camera sitting in the studio right now, and the work he's been doing is amazing. So, I mean, it's good to see the heart and the drive there on all spectrums from everybody.
What's the influence of the North, or how is the North and you know, this home community of Yellowknife still part of what you do?
I mean, I grew up here, and when I grew up here, rap wasn't really my main focus. I mean, I went to school here.
I think of you as a soccer guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, don't get it twisted, I can still kick a ball. So, I mean, it's just after a while when I realized that music was the lane I wanted to be in. I mean, I remember messing around in high school, making random mixtapes and passing around to the students, and it was the peers and coworkers. I mean, that was when I realized this could actually be something. So when I buckled down and actually focused, I studied. There were endless nights where I'd be reading books, I'd be taking notes and jamming out while I was supposed to be doing some college homework. I mean, then I realized, okay, well, if this is the way I was going to take it, then I've got to make sure I don't let my people who I started with down. So since then, I've just never really looked back. And so I've been trying to put on as many northern artists as I could. I mean, my album's got Natalie McFadden, who's actually from Yellowknife. I've got her on a few of my songs. I've got Daps on a couple of tracks here. I've got Lacey Taylor Payne, who likes to go by Lacey Lace, on a couple of tracks. So I mean, we just have a good time recording every time.
So these are northern
These
collaborations.
are all Yellowknife people that I've
Yeah.
known and grown up with throughout the years, and so you got to get out and do it for yourself, do it for the people, because you need to be heard, because there are a lot of talented individuals out there.
Yeah. Well, that's
Talented
great.
individuals.
Go out on some inspiration and some encouragement.
Yeah, I was actually at the Stampede last week, actually. Alanar's little sister was actually performing in our talent search, and I was like, wow, like she came all the way from Yellowknife to perform at the Stampede talent search, and she's just absolutely incredible. And Nara Dapolo, she did a very good job. So
That's great. Well, why don't we fire another tune here? Why don't you set up Walk a Mile?
Walk a Mile, yeah, it was a song we recorded probably when we first decided to start taking music seriously. Daps is on it. he loves this song, so I mean I had to just give it the shout out. So I mean, Walk a Mile, you'll hear it perform live, and it's definitely a blast.
Right
It's
on.
definitely a blast.
We've got Young Mike with us in studio. This is his track featuring Daps. This is Walk a Mile.
But still, I ain't got a clue. And I've been in the game, but still catch me breaking rules. You're not me, so tell me, who are you?
Great, man. I'm really stoked. So when, let me just jump into the schedule here.
I'm walking out a champ.
You've got Beer Garden Saturday at 5. That is going to peak. All the heads are banging here in the studio. That's Young Mike featuring Daps with Walk a Mile. Now, you want to see Young Mike Friday, Warm the Rocks, which is taking place up at the Beer Garden. 5 bands, $5. Young Mike will be part of that. And then Saturday, part of the festival, right in the heart of Saturday evening, 5 o'clock in the Beer Garden. Right on, we'll look forward to that. Our talkback line, 1-866-271-9957 or 873-4928. Give us a call, your Folk on the Rocks memories. Have a good day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Bang, right on the
Okay.